Squeers is being too quick here. You usually got it open. You want to check out the new box. Oh, you guys, just check out all my passwords. You know, I'm sure you want to see all of my passwords to all of my stuff at work.
My stuff I did, okay.
There you go. There you go. So you're looking at the... Oh, geez, that's like, dim.
Like curious
Bump it
what
up.
was going on here. It's also really warm for me around.
Yeah, it's a deck. Put it on there. So that's the new box. Are you not impressed with the...
the new box?
That's the new box.
The box that they sent out?
No, that's the new box. All NP-01Sv2s and all VAXEEs.
All future mice are going to be coming in.
Yes. Yeah, so like, then you can put that in your box and put it on a shelf because it's reusable.
I guess, yeah.
And then also it protects it if you, like, I tossed in my bag as is today.
So, plastic though.
Yes. What they found is it's better for reuse. And you pull a little tab. I messed up with that too when I first.
This little guy.
Yeah, yep, no, pull it out. Like, use it as like a lever.
I want to drop the moose. Those aftermarket feet? Did you change
Nope,
these?
those are the brand. There's a new feet too come on this mouse. Double layer feet. What they did is they changed it. Before, it was always the leading edge.
Mm-hmm.
That would get, you know, here's an XE wired. It was always this lip is what would wear first.
Mm-hmm.
They changed it to their beveled edges, and they want to wear the center first because it should be because before it would only wear the edge of the mouse foot,
yeah,
and then go into the center as it would wear more.
Mm-hmm.
It is better if they can make it where you wear the center. It's faster, a faster mouse skate if they can do that. In order to do that, they went with a 2-layer mouse foot. And what I said that reminded me of was back in the day when you would take your mouse foot and you just put, when you want a new mouse feet, you just put another one right over top of it.
Still too small.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you felt the scroll wheel wise.
Yeah.
Oh, that is like
better.
I was using my XE because I used that yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used my XE when I left the house this morning, and I was scrolling the XE, and I'm like, wow, the new scroll wheel is like actually better. By comparison, my yellow XE feels like mushy compared to the new.
Could just be worn in a little more too.
Well, if you look at the scroll wheel too, this doesn't have that plastic ring and then the rubber. It's just rubber. Mm-hmm. Whereas this is like, they made it even skinnier where most of it is hard plastic.
Yeah, so it's like,
with
I swear the original one that they came out had the revised wheel as well. Maybe they revised it again.
Yes, but it's clear plastic with the rubber on top. Then there was the NP-01 revised version, like the 4K, because the NP-01S is not 4K. Like, you could buy the dongle for it, but it didn't ship as 4K. Mm-hmm. Then the NP-01 revised one, they updated the shape a little bit. Mm-hmm. That does have, I mean, pull it out. I'm going to use it today anyway. I got to get the dongle out of my backpack, but...
Also comes with the 4K receiver.
Yes, well, all of them do now. Oh, not even just 4K. Ready for this? 8K is coming. They announced it with this mouse. This will be the first one gets it.
Firmware update?
Yep. And after 8K, they showed off...
16K.
Nope. Software. Web-based software. So,
Interesting.
Because they're apparently a lot of their users... I mean, basically since they came out, users have been asking for it. Personally, I don't think it necessarily needs it. I will say, though, some of the button presses and or when you turn it on and off did get kind of complex. I feel like when they went to 2 buttons, it got a bunch easier. Because it used to be the slider, remember, for power?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had the DPI buttons. Well, way back, yes, you would have 3 buttons at the bottom. But when you went to the slider and just the 1 button, you had to start pressing other things to get into stuff.
The E1 that I bought off of you. Yeah, that it was like, hold both thumb buttons, hold the scroll wheel, turn it on. Oh, now you're in DPI mode and whatnot. It's like, okay.
Yeah, so that's what a lot of from my understanding, a lot of the people into mice had no problem with it. A lot of but like when they're trying to expand their market more, a lot of your average people are like, it should just have software.
It wasn't too bad, honestly. Like once you kind of figured out like what button did what, dump both
Yeah,
buttons
I mean,
on the
effectively
main
now,
buttons.
this button does scrolling through which things you change, and that one changes it, is effectively what it is. It just got a lot better once there were 2 buttons. Back when there was just one, like on the XES, there's a slider and then 1 button. That was an interesting time. Yeah.
One button allows you to select through the things, and then the other button allows you to toggle the settings basically on this.
On this, yes. Yep.
That's not too bad.
I didn't think it was too bad either.
That button does the power on, power off.
Yes,
too,
long hold is power off. And then the reason why on the XES they moved this button to here is because they wanted you to be able to switch your DPIs without having to like use a second hand or reach over. Because if you go to the XE, the power button is on this side right here. So I agree, because some, you know, like I'll go from desktop mode to game mode, and I'll click, want to change my DPI. That's where like I don't care the DPI is on button, because I never mid game change the DPI I'm using. I only do it for the different things I do.
I only really ever did in Battlefield back in the day before they had like
like before they had scaling, yeah,
scaling, yes.
Yeah, especially with the turrets, because you'd go in the turret and you'd be like,
slows molasses. You gotta crank it up to like 16.
I remember doing that in Planet Side as well, because Planet Side originally didn't have sniper scaling, so when you'd snipe, you'd have to do it on your mouse, because so if running guys back in the day, that's why you had and that's why I was always fine with toggle. You know, like SteelSeries was always like, you only need 2 DPIs. I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. Realistically, I only really use 1 or 2.
So, what do you think about the deep blue? By the way, can you see all my schmoo on it? Like,
it's blue. It's very blue. You can kind of see a little bit of a handprint right here.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good on this mouse pad, actually.
Like a little bit right there. Yeah.
With that copper color, yeah.
Still not a huge fan of the shape. It's just a little too small.
I could see that.
A little too small.
But yeah, the new mouse feet are super interesting. When you peel them off too, they come off in layers, because it's almost like that part in there is like a harder mouse foot that they're putting the actual like material over or something. I talked about it a bunch in my hour and a half long dissertation.
Like how they used to do it back in the day, where you just put the mouse feet over the top of like your IE 3.0.
Yeah. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Was doing that sort of thing. But they're trying to emulate it in a, because that's not like really reproducible. Like, you know what I mean? They're trying to do that effect in like a reproducible way. So seems super interesting. My thing is I wonder if they're going to sell these mouse feet for all the other mice. Like if this is successful on this one, because you could then, say if you didn't have this one, you had the previous gen, you could upgrade the receiver, get 4K, and then upgrade the mouse feet and have most of, this thing is heckin' lighter. I don't know if you felt how light it was, but like
sub 60 grams.
they did a dang good job. This scroll wheel is also definitely an improvement. I would like to see this scroll wheel when they update the XE. I would like to see that in my...
Yeah, that's a ways off, because didn't you say the XE was like one of their least favorite mice?
Yes. XES is their second most favorite, though. So...
I don't know about the VAXEE community. I mean, I feel like that's good.
Dude, they also made them change the texture on their scroll wheel, because they went to like the little bumpy instead of like their classic thing. They're like apparently like that was an issue for a lot of their users. Like,
I'm just not the target audience for some of the more popular shapes, I guess.
Yeah.
That people who like tiny little mice and/or claw grip.
You're talking about pro Asian CS:GO players.
I'm just a palm gripper who plays terrible Battlefield 2042 clones, so don't worry about it.
But yeah, so if you're running, David, the thought about this box, ZYGEN actually has a thing on Twitter about it where he goes over, like, because people are like, also, like you said, it's plastic. Well, the idea is, though, the reason why they made the other on paper is they assumed you were throwing it out. Whereas this, they assume that either you're using this to bring the mouse to tournaments, if you're that type of person, or when you do move on to another mouse, or if you keep it as part of your collection, you can actually use this as storage rather than...
On your shelf, so it stores nicely.
Yeah, and the hard plastic in here actually protects it, keeps it centered in there. And also they found with the paper / cardboard, also if you remember there was that like foam insert you had to put it in, like it was a very like one size fits all sort of thing. That would like degrade the more and more you used it, because it really wasn't intended to be used. Whereas this, if you notice, doesn't have those overlapping flaps with the little tab. It's literally just like a little, you know. Well, guys, I have to run to the UPS and get some Amazon returns sent off. But that deep blue does look really nice on that C4 engine I made, by the way. I mentioned on the previous video that I had attached it to a piece of steel. It's actually a piece of stainless steel. And I did finally make use of mouse pad. Do you remember which one that was? It was that super thin. Was that a Logitech or a Corsair? I'm trying to remember. I think it was like the Logitech 230 or something like that. Like something like that, where it's so thin that it actually acted as the rubber base for this mouse pad. Like, it was so thin that you would move the mouse and it would peel up. Like, it was like 1 millimeter. Like, here, for example, it's the rubber you see on the bottom of this one. That's the whole mouse pad. Yeah. So, yeah, this is the pad I use at work. Still using the NGen 04. But I like a hard pad, so we made our own. See you in the next one.